I joined because I didn't want to feel powerless and hopeless when talks of banning books started coming and criminalizing librarians. It made me really nervous, and realizing that there were others who were fighting for the same issues and wanting to protect each other made me feel like that was a place for me to be. Right now, we're focused on a campaign for equitable funding for libraries. There's really not a formula in place. Like other districts have formulas set, like a certain amount per school or a per pupil amount that is spent in the library each year. And we realize that Wake doesn't have that. So the funding can vary from school to school based on whether or not they have a PTA, if the PTA is able to fund the library, if the principal has funds that they can allocate. Right now, the average price of a book for a library costs about $21, according to School Library Journal. And so even asking for half of that, for $10 per student, would allow libraries to be able to purchase a fair amount of books each year and begin renewing their collection, building their collection. In a time like now where there's funding cuts and people are working on, very thin budgets, it's important to remember that our goal is that we're serving all of the students within the county, and we want to make sure that we're helping them reach those strategic goals that we have in our county of graduation. We want to create lifelong readers. We want to be able to make them feel like the library is a place where they can come and find the resources that they need. And in order to do that, we have to have the same messaging coming from all areas. We want students to be able to see themselves in the books that they read and see representation of others, right? We want them to be able to be critical thinkers, to have a broad worldview, to be accepting of others. And one great way to do that is by having a diverse collection where they can see all of those things, where they can walk in and they can see that they can be a superhero just like anybody else, right? That they can be the main character of any story. In thinking about the importance of seeing yourself in the library, I remember there was a student who came in. She and her siblings were new to our school, and they came into the library and she saw a book, and the girl on the cover was wearing a hijab. And she clutched it to her chest, and she came running over to say, "This is my religion. Look at this. This is my religion." She was so excited to check out that book, and so excited to see something that represented her, that connected her to this room. It was a special moment. And there was another student who came in after the new Spider-Man Miles Morales movie had come out, and we had comic books of Miles Morales, and he grabbed that, and he did look a little bit like Miles Morales on the cover, and he grabbed it and he was like, "Look, that's me." And it just reinforced for me how important it is. Like, he looked at that book and he was like, "I'm the superhero on that book." And he should feel that way. He should be able to look at those books and think, "Yes, I'm the superhero. Yes, that can be me."